Hey, so today we're going to talk about food webs, and my name is Brittany Knopf. Let's get started. The first step to understanding the food webs begins with understanding the levels of the food chain, and this begins with the autotrophs. These are the primary producers. These organisms harvest light or chemical energy and store that energy in carbon compounds. Next, we have the heterotrophs. There's a couple different levels of these. First being the primary consumer. These are usually herbivores. So heterotrophs, they are organisms that receive their nutrition by eating other organisms. After we have the primary consumer, which is usually a herbivore, we have the secondary consumer, which is usually a carnivore. And following that, the tertiary consumer, which is a secondary carnivore, and so on and so forth. After the autotrophs, however, these plants eventually will die and decompose in place, and mixed with animal waste, you have a substance called detritus. And the organisms that consume the detritus is called detritivores. Okay, so sometimes, as many animals consume more than one other organism, it is more accurate to draw relationships between these plants and animals not as a simple chain, but as a more elaborate interwoven food web. Robert Payne, a guy, developed 3 different kinds of food webs. The first of these being the connectedness web. These webs show all of the known links of the food web are drawn with equal importance attached to each link. Following this, we have the energy webs, where the interaction strengths based on quantity of food and indicated by the thickness of connecting links were calculated like so. And finally, we have the functional web. These are webs that identify the most important feeding relationships. They are different than an energy web, as some species are more important than others in food webs, even if they are not abundant and do not always process a lot of energy. Well, there you have it. Everything you need to know about food webs in a nutshell. Thank you, and keep learning.